Hi everyone, this is Julie. I just want to say welcome to my channel. I am just launching Mars Mustang today in hopes of offering content that will cover subjects such as anime, manga, and perhaps gaming. So I wanted to do a video that would kind of, I guess, introduce me and my channel and what my channel is going to be about. And I thought perhaps the best way of doing that was to start off by doing a top 5 anime list of mine and just kind of talk about the animes that I personally love and have them ranked and all of that. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. But before I get into my top 5 anime, I have to say that there is one anime that did not make it on my list that I do have to give a lot of credit to, and that anime is Sailor Moon. It is very dear to me. It's basically my gateway anime, which is to say that without Sailor Moon, I would have never discovered this beautiful genre. And I love Sailor Moon. I have also come to love other animes, but I do need to say I love Sailor Moon because without it, again, I would not be here today. So Sailor Moon, I love you. I just wanted to give you a little moment of support in this video. And now, with that said, let's go into my top 5 animes of all time. So yes, my number 5 choice is of course the ever so popular My Hero Academia series. Based on the 2014 manga series of the same title, My Hero Academia first aired as an anime in April of 2016. It's an anime that follows the life of Izuku Midoriya, a boy who is born without a superpower in a superhuman society, something that his peers ultimately bully him for. After a chance encounter with his favorite superhero, All Might, Midoriya is given the chance to develop his own superpower and become the hero that he's ultimately always dreamed of becoming. I honestly love this anime. It has such a diverse and compelling set of characters, all with their own unique superpowers, or as the series calls them, quirks. And when I talk to other people about this show, it's really clear that we all kind of have a different set of favorite characters. And to me, this really shows that this is a series that has something to offer to anyone and everyone. There's going to be characters and superpowers that one person will be specifically drawn to, while others may most likely find themselves drawn to other characters and powers completely. And I think it's just very telling that this show is very rich in its characters, and I think that's a really big part of its success. Additionally, when you have a show that's set in a superhuman society, of course there's going to be tons of fight scenes. And in this case, they're really simply amazing and glorious. Anime fans love good fight scenes, and My Hero Academia delivers. Once again, this all plays into its huge commercial success. Finally, I also really love this series for the fact that it doesn't necessarily abide by the ever so common good versus evil dichotomy that you can often find within this genre. The anime presents characters that may be labeled heroic within society, but in actuality live their lives in unethical and immoral ways. Similarly, it presents villains with honestly fair ideological questions about the sociology and politics of the show's superhuman society. A lot of people have basically called this anime the greatest series since sliced bread, basically, and I would argue that it's a bit jumping the gun. The anime is, after all, very brand new as a creation, and I think it's too soon to be making that call, but I will say that it holds immense promise and potential, and it's definitely one of the top animes to check out if you haven't already. I absolutely love it. Number 4, it's Hunter x Hunter. And yes, I know the X is supposed to be silent. It's Hunter Hunter and not Hunter x Hunter. But for whatever reason, my reflexes keep rebelling against the idea of saying the title correctly. I think I deep down just think it sounds way cooler with the X. So I always say Hunter x Hunter. I guess sue me. But yeah, based on the 1998 manga series of the same name, Hunter x Hunter was first created as an anime in 1999 and lasted until 2001. However, a second anime series was released in 2011, and that one aired until 2014. And I just want to specify that my number 4 spot refers to the latter anime and not the first that was released. So we're talking the 2011 series here. Hunter x Hunter follows the adventures of a young boy named Gon Freaks, who pursues the dream of becoming a hunter as he tries to find his long-lost father, who is also within this profession. Hunters are licensed professionals who specialize in locating rare objects or species and hunting down criminals. In his journey, he must pass a rigorous and selective examination process and master Nen, a secret technique comprised of manipulating one's life energy and turning it into an impressive combative power. So, I started off watching this show thinking, oh, watch, this is probably going to be another cutesy show about this little boy and his friends, centered on the power of friendship or something like that. And I could not have been more wrong in my initial judgment. It took little to no time for the show to disprove my initial assumption and reveal its gruesome characteristics through its frequent deadly challenges and fight scenes, which become a constant throughout the series. With that revelation, I became instantly hooked to see where Gon, Killua, Leorio, and Kurapika's adventures would lead them, finally understanding that this was really no cute or simplistic show, that it was very complicated and just intrinsically well done. There's so many fantastic and complex arcs in the series. The York New City arc, for one, which sees a character whose entire clan was wiped out in a genocide avenge his brothers and sisters by hunting down their killers, or even the Chimera Ant arc, which sees Gon and Killua fighting against Chimera Ants, who are wiping out the human population in order to spawn hundreds of offspring meant to cement their hegemony as they establish a new generation within their clan. It's truly just a phenomenal anime. If I were to say that I had one gripe about it, it's probably the frequent breaks that the manga author takes, and even so, they're valid. They're for his health. I really can't blame him for that. But from a fan's perspective, those breaks do get to be kind of bothersome, just insofar that they have jeopardized and ultimately ended both anime series, because it just messed with the consistency and just longevity of those programs. And it's been a frustrating process to go through as a fan on two occasions. I just really like this show and I wish that it was still on and that we still got new episodes, but it's still such a good series, and despite those circumstances, it's still very much worth the watch, and it's one of my all-time favorites, and I would recommend it to anyone. So, my third selection is, of course, the ever popular Death Note. Based on the 2003 manga series of the same name, it is a 2006 anime series dealing with supernatural elements of mystery. It follows the life of Light Yagami, a high school student who finds a Death Note deliberately dropped into the human world by a bored Shinigami. The notebook is one that allows its owner to kill any human whose face they know by the mere action of writing the name of their victim in it. With the Death Note in his hands, Light tasks himself with ridding the world of evil through the purge of lawless and immoral beings. What I love most about this series is the fact that it's so psychologically disturbing. Society often offhandedly talks about wanting lawless individuals like murderers, pedophiles, or rapists to die in response to their wrongs, but it's not a reality or choice that we're faced with making. At least not in the form of a supernatural book that would allow us to play God. This show brings this hypothetical to the forefront, and it's disturbing because you can't truly know what a person would do in such a position like Light Yagami's, because our society is one that's extremely polarized on the matter of crime and the death penalty, for example. So as you watch the story and this purging unfold, you're left wondering, would I do this? Would my neighbor do this? Should Light do this? Or should Light maybe not do this? It raises so many questions, and animes like these truly make me think, and for that, they end up on my top lists. While mostly everyone I know has seen Death Note, if you're one of the few who hasn't and you like delving into philosophical debates of moral and ethical proportions, this anime is definitely for you. It's absolutely amazing. I would recommend it. Yay, we're down to number 2, and it's Steins Gate. Based on the 2009 visual novel video game of the same name, Steins Gate debuted as an anime in 2011. It follows the story of Rintaro Okabe, who, along with his friends, accidentally discovers a form of time travel through sending text messages to the past as a way of altering the present. I immediately fell in love with Steins Gate. I absolutely adore animes that deal with concepts like hubris and the butterfly effect, and this show absolutely does that in the themes it sets out to tackle. Time travel starts as this sought for ideal in the minds of our main characters who nonchalantly end up using it and abusing it for their own selfish needs. They later come to realize that they are messing with things that should not be messed with and that there are severe and possibly irrevocable dangers in doing this. But the question is, does their realization come too late or can they actually fix the mess they've sort of created? Steins Gate is basically an anime that constantly makes you think. I'll be the first to admit I had to rewatch a lot of scenes a few times before fully grasping what was being said or revealed at times. A couple of rewinds did the trick, but yeah, it deals with multiple world lines as the characters start altering the present by manipulating the past with their electronic communications, and this comes to be a lot to master at times for the viewer. However, it's honestly such an enriching and thrilling experience once you fully grasp the events of the series, and I would consider it nothing short of a masterpiece. I feel this anime also succeeds in offering a good balance as well between lightness and heaviness. Obviously, if you're going to be dealing with time travel, alternate world lines, it gets heavy at times, but this anime also manages to be quite light, funny, witty at times. So, as a package, I'd say it's really something that contains everything I would expect from a really solid anime: the humor, the thrills, the sadness, the grief, the hubris, the wit. I would absolutely recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it yet. It's exceeded my every expectations basically. And I also want to add that Steins Gate Zero, its follow-up series, is also presently airing at the moment and it's being received very well as well, and yeah, check that out if you're into it too. So, I just want to point that out. My number one pick is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I am so obsessed with this one, you guys. Based on the similarly titled 2003 manga, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was released as an anime in 2011. It follows the story of Edward and Alphonse Elric, brothers who dabble in taboo alchemy known as human transmutation, with the purpose of reviving their deceased mother. Their attempt fails and results in the obliteration of Alphonse's body while Edward loses his left leg. Completely devastated by the additional loss of his brother, Edward sacrifices his right arm so he can at least bring back his brother's soul, which he bonds to a suit of armor with the use of alchemy. Edward's lost limbs are replaced with mechanical limbs known as automail, and he learns how to be mobile again. Despite his taboos, Edward is a seriously skilled alchemist and gets recruited to become a state alchemist, sometimes referred to as a dog of the military. Edward and Alphonse take advantage of this prestigious position to gain access to information that would allow them to discover how to bring their old bodies back. There will literally be nothing that tops Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in my eyes. We're talking about an anime centered on the very concept of hubris, excessive pride with an absence of humility, resulting in the defiance of God and eventual tragedy. Humans are defying their mortality in order to become immortal, something they were never meant on becoming, or defying the concept of death by trying to bring back those who have perished, another unnatural thing. There are punishments for that, which we see throughout the series. As an anime, it is incredibly allegorical. It mirrors problematic political structures through the character of Führer Bradley and his monopolized sovereignty. It also incorporates issues of race and genocide into the anime through the Ishvalan War. It is also deeply intellectual through its pursuit of philosophical themes like God in the series. God calls him, her, or itself, the world, the universe, God, truth, all, or one. This whole imagery and suggestion fuels basically an existential crisis. God really embodies Platonism throughout the series, the idea that abstract concepts or objects are both real as well as valuable. It's just really an incredibly intelligent show that will make you think a lot, and for that, I love it so, so much. There's so much more I could say about this show, but I think I will end my commentary on its characterization, which is frankly fantastic. When I was trying to make a list of my favorite anime characters of all time, so many of them came from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Mustang, Ed, Hohenheim, Riza, Alphonse, Winry, Olivier, and Alex. I could name so many. I just think it's a testament to the terrific characterization you see within the series. And it's not just limited to those characters. This show is also one that makes me feel things for characters that I am meant to hate, like Bradley, greed, envy as examples. I come to actually pity them deeply, and not in some disgusted way, but in a way where I'm feeling genuine sadness for them and their state of thinking or being. It's just really, to put it frank, the greatest masterpiece in all of anime, and if you haven't watched it, please do. I know I've basically said the same for my entire top 5, but if you're actually going to watch any of these, this one is the one that I think you should prioritize. It's amazing. So that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching my first video. What would your top 5 look like? Would it be similar to mine? Would it be dissimilar? Let me know below in the comments. I'll be checking those out. If you did like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel as I'll be posting additional content covering the likes of anime, manga, as well as video games. It's going to be a fun time. If you'd like to find me on social media, my Twitter handle is @ohmyjules, and I'll be posting the link to that in the description of this video, so check that out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a very nice day. Bye, guys. あの頃みたいにって戻りたいわけじゃないのなくしてきた空を探してる分かってくれますように犠牲になったような悲しい顔はやめてよ罪の最後は涙じゃないよ